Hi, it's Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks bringing you the daily Tesla report for Wednesday, October 11th, 2023. Before I click through all the charts as usual, just want to encourage you to please click like if you haven't already, subscribe to the Wicked Stocks YouTube channel, please share the content if you would with friends and colleagues, and check out wickedstocks.com, where we offer a full suite of both daily and weekly analytical videos, just like the daily Tesla report. Daily analysis in the SPY and the Triple Q, that is the S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100 ETFs. Weekly analysis in the S&P 500 index, the NASDAQ 100 index, the long bond ETF, that is the TLT, as well as 2 individual stock picks a week in 5 to 10 minute video format that you never see on YouTube, that cater to the 3 to 5 week swing trader out to the 3 to 5 month near term investor. We're always looking for 20% moves or more on those stock picks. This week we've already put out Elevance Health Stock Incorporated, an American insurance company. Last week was McDonald's and UPS. The week before that, AMD, NVIDIA. All are still relevant, and you can check them all out for free, for no cost whatsoever. That's what free means, I think. By signing up for wickedstocks.com, you get a 5-day free trial up front. And so you can check out everything I just mentioned. And if you don't like what you see, you can bow out at no cost to you whatsoever. So check out wickedstocks.com. On with the charts. This is the weekly chart, big picture, and we'll work our way into the day itself. We came off this long-term channel bottom a few months ago, now at 325.09. While we were testing it, I'd mentioned how the market should be considered in reach of its channel base within a month or two. That did play out about 6-7 weeks later. 241.37 is our long-term support. We've tested it a couple of times over the last couple of months, and most recently 3 weeks ago. I don't see this market heading south as we move through the rest of October and well into November unless we close below 241.37. Until then, that is a floor of support that may well contain selling into the first quarter, and above which I do expect 293.79 as a 3 to 5 week objective. I'll zoom in on that in a moment. And that 343.79 channel top in reach over the next 3 to 5 months. Were we to close above 293.79 over the next few weeks, 343.79 then expected inside of 1 to 2 months, where we can top out on a quarterly basis. And that is really the big picture to the upside. We are all bullish into the first quarter of next year above 241.37. Now, if we were to close below 241.37, it really would need to be at the end of a week on a weekly basis and by a 1% margin, which this week is 238.95. So if we were to close Friday at 238.95 or lower, and I don't see that happening this week, but if so, then we enter a meaningful sell signal as we move into November. The following could be within 3 to 5 weeks, could take the better part of 2 months, the 190s. What is now at 192.05 to 196.04 is beginning to open up now, and they, so we'll just cover that as it happens. But I would call it the low to mid 190s, a 1 to 2 month target if we were to close below 241.37 by a 1% margin. But we're not there, and I'm not going to spend any more time doing it. What I will say is I'm not really showing the recent buy signals, but this is pretty much what we have for today. This is downside, okay? Upside looks like this. 270.278 is our meaningful channel top. It's a 2 to 3 week channel top that can contain daily buying pressures. And preceding it, of course, is this long-term trend line. So we are now deferring more to 270.278, rising channel resistance as our level, not only able to contain daily buying pressures, but if settled above, should result in an accelerated bullish continuation to this targeted 295.67 channel top by the end of next week, possibly within 3 to 5 days. 295.67 is the daily chart version of what I showed you earlier at 293.79, which is once again a 3 to 5 week objective. And if we can close today above 272.78, we should reach it by the end of next week, where we could top out not only on a weekly basis, but possibly in a November trade and fall off again from there. And once again, I'll finish the upside with, if we were to close above that 293.79 formation, we should reach 343.79 inside of 1 to 2 months. and that is the upside. I'll once again show you here 272.78, preceded by 270.06, just a minor point. In fact, we've got minor points scattered about. All have been carefully chosen, all tradable for aggressive day traders. But if we're looking at, the downside, today, it really is this image here. Now, we've got the 262, I think, 05 level. I've lowered it just a bit to 261.16. 262.05 was and still is the 5/8 upside Fibonacci from this early September low to the early September high to the later September low. It held pretty well over the last week until Tuesday. We closed above it. But in terms of easing back for decent day trade support, I'm going to call it 261.16. You can see there's a series of day highs here. I think in everybody's book, it's going to be somewhere between 261.16 and 262.05. 261.16 able to contain intraday selling pressures, and above which we can rally and test 272.78 today, where a daily high can be placed. Once again, it would be a close above 272.78. No good reason to play the short side in this market as we move into next week, because by the end of next week, I would expect 295.67. Now, as you're well aware, I don't show them anywhere here, but we did have combination channel top descending 2/3 speed line about a week ago, that when we settled above it, I'd mentioned 295.67 as a 2 to 3 week target. We're about a week into that right now, and it's still valid. It's just that in terms of secondary buying pressures that should result in a more accelerated rally, it would be a settlement today above 272.78, and then I think by the end of next week we reach 295.75, and that would fulfill the 2 to 3 week time horizon on that buy signal we had last week. I don't know if you remember it or not, but those formations are now well below the market. They are well in the rearview mirror of technical analysis. Let's get back to this chart here. If we break or open today below 261.16, we can ease back, and probably will ease back into this, what I would call low to mid 250s. You've got 255.59. I just have it as a minor point. I'm really sort of hinging on 252.28 as not only our day support that can contain daily selling pressures, and I will also say quite possibly through the rest of the week, where we can round back up not only to 270.06 within a matter of 2 to 3 days or so, but back up to some variation of this 272.78 channel top. And I say some variation because if we test this 252.28 formation, it is then the channel top at 272.78 based on a different set of lows. I don't want to get too deep in channel construction. 252.28, our base of support for the day. If tested, it becomes an intraday objective if we break or open below 261.16. 252.58, able to contain session weakness, quite possibly through the rest of the week. From here, we can round back up. I was close to calling this a 3-star weekly support level, and I may actually bump it up here as we move into Thursday, Friday analysis. But for right now, we'll keep it at session containment. And if we were to close below 252.28, then 241.37 is likely within several days, and that's really why I'm just keeping it as a session containment level, because of its close relative proximity to 241.37. Closing today below 252.58, I think we can expect a test by Friday's close, and let's just call it a retest, and that's what it would be, of the 241.37 long-term channel bottom, where we could bottom out possibly through the rest of the year, and above which 293.79 remains a 3 to 5 week objective. 343.79, a 3 to 5 month objective. And I think that is all that needs to be said. I'm going to leave you with this image here. No, let's make that this image here for the day. Please click like, share, subscribe, and check out wickedstocks.com. I'll be back tomorrow with Thursday's Tesla. You have a great day.